teachers they've learned to love and appreciate and want to spend more time with. And I think there's been many missteps along the way, but perhaps one of the biggest ones that I think has been disempowering and has really created this rift is the lack of consultation and engagement with the broader Manor community and sort of finding out what works best for the two communities and the children. And I would just deplore the board and the superintendent as you go forward to do everything you can to make sure that you're both considering the fuller implications of decisions and also giving PEG and the rest of the community the ability to start to heal these wounds and do what's best for the kids, especially during this transitional year, because it's going to be very difficult. And I think we have the opposite now of what is a unified school, and it really saddens me that we're at this place. And I think everyone here needs to take a deep look at how these decisions were made and the due process behind them and the motivations, and ask was that really the way that we should have done things for the best interests of our kids.
Thank you. My name is Natasha Nikolai. I have a child at Whitehill and a third grader at Manor. I am a professional and I serve on the board of an international nonprofit organization, and my mandate as trustee is to serve, not my interests or my personal agenda, but the interests of all of those I represent. I wish I could say the same about this board and Superintendent Bagley. I wish I didn't feel excruciatingly disappointed in your decision-making and lack of vision for this district, and I am not alone. When my son heard that not one, not two, but 3 math teachers were being moved to other schools, he shouted at me, "That's so unfair, why?" I couldn't answer him. He knows these teachers are deeply invested in the success of Manor School and always have been, so I could not provide him with the weak rationale that was given to me as a parent. Even kids can see through that. If the board's and superintendent's intention is to unify Manor School by first eliminating a 20-year program of choice, then involuntarily moving half of its teachers and only math teachers so that math families have little hope for an easeful transition next year, your definition of unity is questionable. There are countless ways that this transition could have happened, but you chose the most radical and callous option. I failed to understand why the board and Superintendent Bagley did not sit down with the principal of Manor and math and K-5 representatives to determine what is supportive to all students. Who exactly is taking responsibility here for children? Clearly, this is political. If you were representing all the children of our school as you were elected and hired to do, you would not have made such a sweeping and clearly targeted decision that ultimately throws children under the bus. Children and families at Manor are heartbroken. They feel disregarded, they feel invisible, and they feel undefended. Your decision is divisive and has further fractured our school. You need to know that parents are so offended that their children have not been considered, that they have lost any willingness to support a united school next year. PTA involvement, donations, volunteer support, and school morale, what we all strive for, is at stake and damaged. Families have confirmed their plans to homeschool and leave the district. And just today, I got news that 2 more families communicated they have such lack of trust in the RVSD leadership to properly lead their children's education that they are leaving the district for good and not to return even for high school. I ask you, the leadership of this district, to deeply contemplate and reconsider your strategies for unification of Manor School.